All right, this is going to be a very specific video. It's kind of part of the vlog that I'm currently filming, but this segment I may just leave out separately because so many people have asked, and this is going to be a makeup tutorial. Girl, it's not going to be nothing long and drawn out. I promise you, this is for your everyday girl. I'll tell you how to step it up a notch if you want to, but this is very specific to those who feel maybe not as comfortable with makeup, or you're still learning things. And let me tell you something, this is a great part about makeup. You're always learning something new, and it's okay. YouTube University is a great place for that. Let's start there. I try to KICS, keep it cute, sis, and I also try to KISS, keep it simple, stupid. That is my mantra when it comes to things like this, okay? Just because everybody's at different levels, everybody doesn't want to be at the same level when they wear their makeup. Some people like a more natural, basic look. Some people like a little glam. Some people like in between. I like all the things. Let's just be honest, okay? So let's just start with the easy things first. In my vlog that I'm currently filming right now, I'm talking about skincare products. So this is a must. I just got out the tub. I've already done my exfoliation with the KICS product. Okay, that is an exfoliant. You can use that, or you can even use something like St. Ives. And basically, it's just like a little bit rougher on your skin, and it's going to take that dead skin off, okay? So you have a clean surface. So now the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to clean our face. These are some of the sponges that we use. You can get these from Amazon or offline anywhere. I just like to wet my face, all right? And right now I'm using Pure and Deep Cleansing Foam. It is a vegan foam. You just really need a dime size, literally that much. I got this from Ulta. You see how a little bit goes a really long way. So we're gonna wash our face. You notice I'm using circular motions. I think somebody taught me this a long time ago when I was like selling Mary Kay. So that's what we're going to do there. All right. I'm going to put on my little scrunchies for my arms. They're so dainty and cute, y'all. But they also keep the water off your face. All right. So that's what we're going to do now. So let's rinse our face. Obviously, you can rinse your hand, but what time is it? It's 3 o'clock. I'm getting ready for an event. So this is real time, y'all. So I need to leave the house by 4. So I wanted to give you guys something in real time instead of just filming, because a lot of times that's what happens. People are filming and you need to know, what is this really going to look like when I'm actually getting ready for something? All right. All right. So we're good there. I'll always keep a separate hand towel just for my face. Hand and face towel. And this is different from my body towel. Okay, so you guys can see that. Always different from my body towel. Come on, camera, let's focus up. Okay. Okay, so I'm not doing a whole facial today because we don't have time for that. The next thing I usually go in with is with my spot correcting serum. And this is just for like these pigmented spots that I have on my face. I've been using it for a couple months now. And it works beautifully. It has a little dispenser in it, just like the little dropper. And I like to concentrate on those places. I rub those in first. And then whatever the excess is, I put it on. Okay. So let me tell you, part of doing makeup, a key part is moisturizing. That is a huge thing, especially for me. I have combination skin, which is oily and dry parts to it, so that's something you would need to know. Now we're going to go on with our L'Oreal Wrinkle Expert. You don't have to use this. You can use whatever hydrating cream you need, even if that's lotion, girl. If that works for you, that's great. I'm a more seasoned female, so I'm looking at more hydrating moisturizers that have like a collagen in them, or that have some type of wrinkle cream or whatever. You notice for my eyes, I always use my ring finger because those are the fingers that are not very strong, and this part of your skin is very sensitive and you don't want to tear those blood vessels in there. Okay, so now let's look at product, okay? And see how we keep products. So, of course, obviously, over the years, I've collected a lot of different type of product. And so in doing so, I have a little bit of everything. Whatever your regimen or works well for you, you might have to try a few different things until you get to the point where you find what works for you, right? Okay, so since we're done with these, we're going to put these in the drawer. So let's just do this real quick because, like I said, I'm going to an event. So I'm filming in real time. So in this top drawer, I have some makeup brushes. I have some tools that I use for when I give myself a facial. I have my eye patches, what you all just saw, my little foam scrunchies that I use around my wrist so that my face doesn't get wet. I always keep my sponges that I'm currently using to wash my face. There's some makeup removers, some powder, nose trimmer, etc. In my second drawer, I have more tools, some like makeup brushes that are go-to that are old, but I swear by them, so I keep them. My eye powders, or eyeshadows, I'm sorry. My blush, some more eyeshadows under here, some of my makeup sponges. This is so old, but I love this contouring kit. You're about to see me use this for the powder. It doesn't have the top on it. That's why it's in that plastic. And then this makeup brush. Now, I'm going to stress this enough because one of my girls, and she knows who she is, so I'm not going to call her out, but she knows I love her. Child, she wants to do makeup, but she ain't never had no brushes. How you going to do makeup and you don't have brushes? You need to have brushes, girl, when you do makeup. This is not expensive. I got this off of Amazon, and let me show you what is so cute about this. So the great part about this is when you have this, you can fold it, and you can actually pull the drawstring, okay? So I'm going to fold it, pull the drawstring, and it stands up like this. This is really important when you're trying to be quick. And let me turn this around so you guys can see this on camera. When you're trying to be quick on the go, and when you cleaned your brushes and you're trying to dry them. That was a game changer for me. So it's easy access, but you can also use it lying down, obviously. But for purposes of the video, we'll leave it up as cute as static, okay? So again, we've been in that drawer. My next drawer is what I call my next drawer is what I call my makeup essentials. So this is everything from primers, which we'll get into, to mascaras, to finishing sprays, foundations, lipsticks, eyeliner, eye glue. Like I said, primer. These are little scissors and stuff for my hair over here. And anything else, liquid blush that I can think of. And then I think in my bottom drawer is extras. This is like hair stuff, extra lashes, clean mascara brushes, and that's makeup wipe kits, okay? So that's just a quick synopsis. Now, obviously, God bless my poor husband, because he don't need no drawers, child, because he don't have no drawers. Okay, so first thing for this makeup, let's go. What time is it? Okay, so it's 3:14, so we're going to clock this. I should be done with this probably around, I'm going to say at the latest, maybe 3:45. I don't even think it's going to take me that long, because I'm just going to do it in real time like I normally do. And then I'll talk throughout the video. Okay, so the first thing that I usually go in with, and hold on, let me get my makeup remover. I always keep one of these on me as I'm doing this because you're bound to get makeup on you somehow. It happens, girl, okay? So case in point, I have my top one, and this has some makeup on it from before because I was probably rushing out yesterday. Okay, so the first thing I go in is with this NYX Bear With Me Primer Set Refresher Prepare Fixer and whatever this word is that I can't pronounce. Okay, the reason why I like this is because primer acts like a foundation and a base for your makeup. Primer is going to keep your makeup on. It's also going to keep your makeup looking fresh. So if you go home, if you have your makeup on in the morning and then you come home during the evening and you have an evening event, you can just spray this refresher on and it should freshen up your makeup. Henceforth, the Prime Set Refresh, okay? You can get this from NYX. I think I got it from either Ulta or Walmart. It's very inexpensive. It's not that expensive. Unless you get your basics first, and then you can get all the extra stuff. So for me, those basics include usually a primer, a foundation, an eyeliner, an eyeshadow, a blush, a powder, and finishing spray. Those are what I would consider basic things. And then you can add on all the extra stuff. So as you can see, I'm just using my fan to dry my wet primer. We're going to come back to this and use this again. Then you have your liquid primer. This is called Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. This is from e.l.f. e.l.f. is big at Walmart and in other stores now too. And again, a primer is almost like a matte finish. So when I put my makeup on, it's going to have it look smooth and it's going to keep it. It's not going to have me looking, you never seen people's foundation and stuff and it looks kind of cracked or cracks. This is what a primer helps with, okay? And it helps again to keep it on. So everybody does their makeup in different orders. Me, I always like to start with my eyebrows. Now if I had it my way right now, girl, my eyebrows would be microbladed because you spend a nice amount of time on your eyebrows. But right now, mine are pretty full, and I don't have to worry about them so much. So right now, normally what I've been doing since they've been so full and they're naturally dark is I go in with a contour stick, and I think this is the LA. Is this the LA one? Do y'all remember these LA Conceal Contours sticks? So they have a little brush on them, and you just squeeze it, and the product comes out. Now, as you can see, I use these to shape my. Oh shoot! Hold on. Look at me messing up. This is why you have your. This is why you have this right here. So let me try this. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so I've already taken my clean makeup brush that you get from Amazon. You can get a whole case of these and they're pretty cheap. And I take my contour and I put it right underneath my brow. And the reason why I'm doing this is just because I want to give my brows some definition. And sometimes I fill in my brows, but right now they're so thick and I haven't really shaped them the way that I want to, and I don't have time for that right now, so that's what we're going to do. Next, we're taking an angle brush. So this is an angle brush, if you can see, angle brush. And I am just going to use that to shape my brows the way that I want them to look underneath. Okay? I'm not necessarily going on top yet. And it's hard to do. We're trying to relax your face. Because when you don't relax your face, you know you're doing the tensing and all that good stuff. I like to do this first, just to give me a base. And then I see where I need to clean up a little bit more. Now, whatever's left over, the residue, I don't do the same on top and put the actual product on top with the applicator itself, meaning I don't take this and put this on top because I think it's just going to be too much product, because obviously it's lighter than my skin. You want a shade that's probably like maybe a shade or two lighter than your skin tone. Okay, but I just want to clean it up and have it look neat. That makes sense. So if you can see, we're just making it look a little bit neater. Now I might fill it out on the ends here because as you can see the way my eyebrows grow, I don't really have eyebrow here. This one comes over here. That's it. All right, so there's two things that I use for my brows. I just kind of got into this one. You can use an eyeliner pencil or you can use this. This is the Maybelline Lasting Drama, and it's like a eyelining gel. It's kind of hard and it comes with an applicator, but a little bit goes a long way, girl. So just keep that in mind. So if you're a beginner, I wouldn't recommend this. I would recommend a eyelining pencil because this can be a lot, John. You be looking like a drag queen. All right, so I'm just gonna go to the end and I am just going to finish out my eyebrow, child, because I don't have no eyebrow down there. And I'm just following along the lines of my brow. Okay, again, going in with my angle brush. And we are actually to try to clean that up. I can't make it perfect, but you know, we just want to make it neat. And I think I'm okay with that. All right, once I've done that, because it's a different color, use your brush again and kind of blend that in so it doesn't look crazy. All right. All right, so I think we're pretty good with that. I'm just going to try to make this as translucent as possible till we put on our foundation. All right, after I do my eyebrows, the next step for me is the foundation. So normally I use MAC, but I'm out of it right now. So I'm using L'Oreal True Match. It's not my favorite. I'm just going to be honest. It's because it's very pigmented, and I think it's a little bit lighter than what I normally use. Sorry, I dropped the top. So usually when I do my foundation, I have my favorite brush. Foundation brushes are usually flat. So like how this one is flat and fluffy. Here's another foundation brush. I think I got this one from Amazon or Walmart or someplace. But this one is kind of hard. I haven't broken this one in yet. And of the stand that I showed you, here's a foundation brush. These are usually flat and kind of spin out. This is my go-to one. Now for me, because I like my makeup a little more dewy in the beginning, that primer I was telling you all about, I always spray my brush first. And then I put on the foundation. For me, this just has a more smooth transition when you're putting on your makeup. It goes on very seamless. I don't feel like I'm forcing it. And I love how it goes on. So if you see, this has a very warm undertone, meaning it's more reddish. So when you're learning about makeup, just like if you're learning about clothes or interior decorating, you should learn what those terms mean, like being warmer or cooler, just like you should know the undertone of your skin. So that way you'll know what looks better on your skin, just like colors. So like I know because I'm dark skinned and I have more warm undertones, brilliant colors seem to look really nice on my skin tone. So vibrant reds, yellows, rich greens, like a royal blue, those look good. Navies, great. They look okay, but they don't give me that pop, so to speak. So if you notice with my foundation, you see how smooth that goes on, and that's just because, again, I sprayed it with my primer first. And when you do your foundation, please do your neck. And sometimes you even need to do, let me get rid of this so I don't have this in my ear. I'm getting all over the place. Please do your ears, because it's nothing like having foundation on, child, and the foundation stop right here, and then the neck is not done. And that has happened to me before, and it looks crazy. Okay. So I just do everything, and it's more of a pat swoop. Like this. It's a pat and a swoop at the same time. Okay? I don't think there's a wrong way to apply it. Obviously, I'm not a makeup artist, and I don't claim to be. I'm just doing what works for me. All right? All right, so now my foundation on. So when you think about foundation, some people just put on foundation and they say they have makeup. Now, my opinion on that, you don't want to look casket ready. And when I say that, I mean no disrespect. But you know when you go to funerals and you see people and they make them up and they just look like they're all one color. Well, who's all one color? All of us have pigmentation in our skin. You know, some things are a little bit lighter, whether it's your lips or your brows or whatever. So you don't look like that. So you don't want to look like you're casket ready, okay? So the foundation is just that, this foundation. And to me, foundation is like your underwear underneath your clothes. You wouldn't put on your underwear, girl, and then not put no clothes on top of it, and just, unless you're a freak like that, but whatever. But anyway, you're going to get dressed, right? You're going to put on your, if you have a nice dress, you're going to put on your shaper, your bra, your panties, your stockings, whatever, everything underneath, so that what the clothes look like on top all comes together and it looks really good. Think of that as your foundation. It is just that. It's your foundation. All right. Now you're going to add layers to your foundation, and so it'll all come together. So next for me, I like to go on now with my powder, and that's just because I have oily skin. Some people go in with contouring after this, and I guess I can show you a little bit of that. Do we have time? It is 3:25, so let's see. We have a little bit of time. Contouring is just when you're going to highlight your face, right? So obviously this is a lot lighter than my skin tone. So I'm going to create what I call some definition in my face. So there's points of my face that I want you to pay attention to. I'm going to highlight those, okay? Just like you're going to do an accent with your clothes, whether it's your jewelry or with a bright color or a shoe or a purse. Think of that. It's like the same thing you would do with your makeup, okay? You're just highlighting something. So I always go in my T-zone and I put a little bit under my eyes, just like this. Okay, looking like I'm a little tribal here. And you're going to put that on. And you're putting that on, again, so that you can highlight those areas of your face. Now, I prefer a sponge for these as opposed to a brush, but some people use a brush, they're okay. And I'm just going to blend. Y'all remember that video? That was such a funny video. I think it was by Lexi. Blending, blending, blending. So that's what we're doing. And we're just blending. And I'm staying in those special zones. And I'm doing that because, again, I want to highlight those areas. Now, this step is totally skippable. Is that a word, skippable? You can totally skip this step, all right? You do not have to do this at all. But if you're going out and you want a little more pizzazz or pop, so see, it's still there, but it's a little bit more highlighted, okay? The next thing I'm gonna go in with is my contour stick. Contouring is when you're chiseling your face. Think about it like that. So the contour stick should be darker than your skin tone. I'm a dark-skinned woman, so obviously I got one that's pretty dark. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chisel out my face because I couldn't understand what that meant for the longest time as far as contouring. So cheekbones, your chin, right here. You want to go down here, or your jawline to your chin. Okay, you do a couple up here to your head, and then if you feel cheeky, you can do your nose, which a lot of people do. Okay, and that contouring is just going to chisel out your face. So you definitely want to use a clean brush for this. And remember, I talked about those brushes that I just am addicted to and won't get rid of. I usually use one of those for that. So this one is kind of a fluffy brush. It's not angled, but I'm going to use this for my nose. So if you notice, I'm just going up and down on the outer line, right into the inner cannula of my eye. And I'm just chiseling out my nose a little bit more and giving it a little bit more definition. See that? Right there. And remember, we've highlighted those outskirts of these areas. So you're not going over those highlights, but you're just chiseling underneath, okay? Same with your jawline. Use that other brush that I don't normally use. This is from that set, so let me just show you real quick. There's three. There's a big, medium, and small, if you can see. Okay, so we're going to use the medium-sized one for our jawline, okay? And again, I want to blend this. Actually, I think I'm going to spray a little bit of primer on this again if I can find it. And that's only because it makes it a little bit easier to apply. And you want it to disappear, but at the same time, you'll just be surprised. Now, I don't know if you can notice the difference. Do you see the difference here? How this is thinner than over here? It's just an appearance. It's nothing but an illusion, okay? So I put the contour here, I put the contour here, over here. It's on, but I haven't blended it in yet. And you notice how my jawline looks like it's out, a little more pronounced, and how this one is sucked in. That's what it does for you, okay? So jawline, underneath the cheekbone, and then these areas right up here, the top, okay? And then your nose. Now look at that. See how that gives you that? Now obviously if you're doing pictures, you would do this a lot more dramatically because you want, you know, it to come through on the photo, and everything doesn't translate well on the photo. All right, so in between that contouring, remember I told y'all that powder that I'm obsessed with that I don't have the top, that I put in a plastic bag? This is it. It always comes in different colors, color shades, so you can go in there and choose a color that's a little bit lighter. So I've used, obviously, most of my favorite colors. I need to get another one, but I can still work with these. So right now we're going to use this one on the end and maybe one that's a little bit lighter. And so in between that contouring is where I'm going to put that lighter area. And that's because I really want to highlight that contouring that I just did, okay? So I'm just making sure it's in between that jawline and that. I'm going to put a little bit of lighter one on my nose here. There. Up here. We tend to get oily. And for me, definitely, I think this is, you know, it's quite a few shades lighter than I am. So I'll mix that with maybe a little darker one. And I do under my eyes. I always do my eyelids and under my eyes. And I do that because under my eyes is where I tend to get extremely oily. Okay. I also am setting another foundation for the powders. So ultimately you want to go from wet to dry, if that makes sense when you're doing your makeup, okay? Wet to dry. I hate saying that. Does that make sense? Do you understand it? Wet to dry, okay? So now we have on all of our dry stuff. Okay, so now let's start with an eyeshadow. I have no idea what I'm wearing tonight, so I'm going to keep it neutral. So this palette is what I'm using. It's an NK Makeup Mocha Mix. And I think I'm going to go kind of with this darker brown with a little bit of pigmented, which means it's just a little bit of like sparkly underneath to give a little pizzazz. I'm going to do that all over my eyelid because it's pretty neutral for me. And I'm going to say that it's neutral for me because, again, I'm a darker skinned woman. So if you were a little bit lighter, you might want to go with maybe this mid-tone or this brown in the mid-tone or this brown in this lighter one, okay? You want to find something. And I like this. I used to wear this a lot when I was working in corporate America and I would go to work. This was perfect because I had on the makeup, but I didn't feel like I was too overdone. And then if I needed to do a day to night transition, I could do that wonderfully. My phone is just going off. Okay. So, okay. Here we go. All right, so now we got that powder on. Now, with a flatter brush, as you can see, this is like a more flat brush. See that? We're going to do a little bit lighter on the lid itself. So I'm not going to do much lighter because, again, I don't know what I'm wearing, so I'm trying to keep it kind of neutral. All right, so we're just going to do right over. And I'd say when you're first starting, one eyeshadow is fine. Get comfortable with that. But then when you get more comfortable, you want to do 2 to 3, just so you can have like a very nice cohesive look. And again, I always liken this to like your clothes. If you're putting on a great outfit and you want to pop a color, you may accent it with your bag or your shoe, or you might do it with a piece of jewelry. You need to think of your makeup in the same way. All right. So now we've got the eyes on. It's pretty dry, pretty neutral, right? Very simple. So now, still focus in on the eyes. So we're going to do the eyeliner. So I prefer liquid eyeliner. You can use a pencil one if you're more comfortable with it. I like the liquid one because I feel like it goes on a lot smoother. All right. So I'm going to take my index finger, close my eye, and just pull it a little bit top. And just rub it right over that lower lid line, okay? And it's really that simple. And then if you want to get cheeky with it, go to the edge and you can do your little cat wing. And it's super thin, so you're able to do that. This is why I love liquid liner. Y'all, if y'all knew how much I was sweating right now. This flash, oh my God. All right, let's do the other eye. Just go over the top and at the end, pull a little taut. And then there we have a little cat eye. Very simple, all right? Because this is a nighttime event, I'm going to do liner on the bottom line as well. Once you get into makeup, you'll learn the difference between day to night looks. For me, day to night looks are, day looks are more to me of a, oh, that's empty, is a simple palette, a more neutral palette. Nighttime looks are darker, more pigmented, sparkly. I have all of these liners, y'all, and pretty much all of them are empty. That's why I get so many as I go through these. Okay, so here's another one. See how it's really pointy? I love on the ends, the ones that are very fine. Just makes it so much easier to apply. And this one is a liquid one, which is just a different kind of liquid one. But you can do the electric ones that, I'm not electric, the mechanical ones that come up as well as the pencil ones, okay? So now we have a little bit on the bottom. All right, let's cool off for a minute Because, girl, this flash is flashing. This is terrible. Girl, we're back. I was just having a flash moment. I had to get that together. Okay, so we have on our eyeliner. The next thing I'm going to do now is go on with a liquid blush. This is a game changer for me. I just started using this. Again, you don't have to do this step. You can go ahead and apply your powder, some mascara, and your lashes and be done, or your mascara and put on your lipstick and keep it moving. This is liquid blush. This is by e.l.f. Again, a little bit goes a long way. I just really got into liquid blush. I absolutely love it because it stays longer. And I do have a very specific brush, as you can see. You can tell it's red. It's a little bit angled but fluffy for my blush. And I just kind of want to do like a moon shade from my cheekbone all the way up to my temple. And I love doing that because it gives you, again, a pigmented look with some dimension in your face. And everything is just not one color, okay? All right, so now we've got that. Good to go. Let's go to the next step. So now, for me, I have two different type of mascaras. I have what I call the fat and the skinny one. I don't even know, I think, oh, this one is from NK Makeup. I don't know where this one is from because it's old. But the fatter one's just meaning that the brush is fatter. See how the bristles are really fat? So I usually use that on my upper lash. Some people are okay just using this mascara and keeping it pushing. That is fine. I like to do a lash for a little bit more of a dramatic look. What time is it? It's 3:38, girl. We doing pretty good. I said 3:45. The skinnier mascara has a smaller bristle brush, as you can see. I usually use that for my lower lash. Now, I still apply mascara even if I'm applying lashes because it's a great adhesive and it sticks to it quite nicely, okay? So let's just dry that out a little bit. Don't forget your trusty fan, girl. Have you a fan? Because you want to keep things dry, especially in the summertime because it can get very hot and you want your makeup. It's looking pretty decent already, right? I think so. All right, so now I'm gonna apply my lip moisturizer. In this case, it's your good and trusty Vaseline, okay? You can use whatever lip moisturizer you like. But I like to apply that before I'm gonna apply my lipstick because I want it to go on smoothly. All right, so we've done the foundation. I've shown you highlights. We've done contouring. You've seen the powder. We did the eyeliner. We did the brows. We did the eyeshadow. And we have done mascara. So that's the great part about YouTube. You can pause, go back, whatever. All right, so now for me, I like to do my lashes. Okay, so when I do my lashes, I usually use a tweezer and then whatever glue you need to use for your lashes. This is a practice makes perfect. This is not I can just show you or anybody can show you and then you're just going to get it the first time. The only way you're going to get good at it is if you keep doing it, okay? I'm going to use these lashes. I don't have a particular, well, no, that's a lie. I do have a particular brand. Hold on. I swear by this brand. This brand is from Amazon. I've been using it for a while and you get a whole pack of them and you can see I only have 2 packs left. Girl. I love these. But I got these for free with You Nice Hair and they're kind of cute for tonight. So let's just use these. I think these are like wispies. You'll learn the names of them. I love a wispy. So it comes here, take the tweezer, take them off carefully. Try not to rip them because I've done that too. And the biggest thing for me is making sure my tweezers are clean and I don't have any lash glue on from before because that's not going to help me at all because I've done that plenty of times and it's gotten stuck. All right, so there's a tacky side and then there's a non-tacky side. So the tacky side is obviously the side that was on inside of the little plastic. This lash glue I like. Who's this from? Oh, this is from KICS. This is really good. This is from KICS. So this is what it looks like. I'm just going to take it put it on the liner part of the lash. So here's the glue, just like this, right? And then if you don't have a fan, you can wave it, blow it, whatever you need to do, because you want it to get a little bit tacky. Now, if you look at the lash, these look pretty even, but if I see that one side is a little bit longer than the other, I tend to put the longer side on the outer skirts of, or the outskirts of my eyelid, okay? Always tricky. Let's see if we can get it. So close my eye. This one I always have to hold a little bit. I try to get right in the middle. Let it sit for a second. Open my eye to see where I'm at. Okay, we kind of got it. I think we're gonna get it. There we go. Fan. If you don't have a fan, use a piece of paper. Fan it because you want to make it tacky. And this is why I like the tweezers, because I can go in, the tweezers are backwards for you all. And I can actually clamp it down onto my lash. And then we're going to try again. And again, this is going to take you some practice. I can't say I would recommend it if you were like in a rush and you were going someplace. And that is simply because, you know, first of all, you don't want to stab yourself in the eye. Let's start there. But you also want to make sure that you get the best look and you're just taking your time, girl, right? So look at that. It's pretty, huh? And if you want, you can even add mascara to this afterwards if you need it to be a little bit more tacky and cohesive to your own eyelash. But I like lashes. If you notice the difference, if you're looking at my face, it just is more pronounced, okay? So again, highlighting and bringing attention. Makeup does not have to be a bad thing, just like clothes are. I think just people just sometimes overdo it and you get a clown look. And trust me, I've had pictures where I look back and I'm like, girl, you look like a straight Barnum and Bailey's. It looks crazy. And there's other times that the makeup just looked flawless. And that's how it is, just like a hair day. Sometimes you have great makeup days and sometimes you do not. Okay, some people don't like wearing strips. I personally, strips work better for me. I've tried the lash extensions and a lot of my girlfriends swear by it. And it would save obviously a lot of time. I cannot do it because my eyes are very sensitive. And so whatever glue that they use, girl, it just doesn't work for me. My eyes be tearing. And I sleep rough. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I sleep kind of rough. When I'm in that deep sleep, somebody text me, I'm sorry. When I'm in that deep sleep, girl, I don't know if that lash gonna be on in the morning. Okay. This one is sticking me in the corner a little bit. That feels better. Okay. All right, so now here, I'm gonna check and see if there's anything that I wanna change. Put a little something in my eye that I wanna change, that I don't like. And now I'm going to go in with my finishing powder. So I use MAC Studio Fix. I think, yeah, this is Studio Fix. I swear by this stuff. I love it. It just works well with my skin. And it's a finishing powder. So just think of when you put all your clothes on, you're finished, you love how everything looks, and now you're adding your perfume, right? This is setting everything in. The powder is setting all of the makeup that I put on in. Sorry, I had an extra little bristle. Came off. It's not going to take off your makeup, but it's going to fix it in place. You can tell this is an old brush because the bristles are sticking all out. I have another one, but you know, you just get a accustomed to what you use. All right, so now that makeup is fixed in place. If you want, again, another extra step if you don't want to. Now I do have a blush that's a dry powder blush. Remember I told you earlier you didn't have to use the liquid one. So I'm gonna try to find the one that's closest to what I have on. So in this case, I'm gonna use the berry. Hold on, one sec, y'all. Okay, so remember I told you all about the liquid blush before and you didn't wanna use it. So I'm gonna use this berry one. You can use a dry one. I like to personally put my powder blush over my powder. That's just me though. And then if I feel like there's too much, you know those little fan brushes that you see, you're like, what do you use that for? That's the kind of stuff you use it for. Or you can use it as a highlight, okay? So now we have our powder. So now let's do a lip. What are we gonna do today? I think I'm feeling like a little bit of a berry. I personally like, I'm still a 90s girl. I still like a black liner. Some people like a berry one. I've tried the other ones, but I think because of my skin tone, it doesn't come out the same. So I usually just do a black liner on the bottom. And let's just see which one we're gonna do today. I think I'm going for a more neutral color. So since I'm gonna do neutral, I am doing, who is this? Oh, so I'm doing neutral color. I'm going to do this brown by Juvia's Place. I love this. It's actually a gloss lipstick. Very neutral. Sorry, everybody want to call me today. Very neutral. And I'm going to finish it up with Dior. I swear by Dior lip gloss. If you know, you know. Get you a Dior lip gloss. If you don't wear nothing else, girl, you could just have a blank face, but you'll love, if you're a lip gloss girly, Dior is great. It's pricey, but it's nice. Putting that over. Now you see, there's something on my lip. I feel like a little crumb. Okay, that's what it was. Felt crazy. Okay, so here's our finished look. Now we're gonna spray and set. There's all different types of finishing sprays, so you need to pay attention when you buy them. This one happens to be a Radiant Finish matte. So this one is a matte, meaning it's gonna give you a matte finish. It's gonna look drier, okay? This one is a Hydronic Fix. This is from Revolution. This one is going to give you like a more dewy look. So I think I'm gonna go with more of a dewy look tonight. Okay. Fixing spray, there is no compromising with that. When you do your makeup, please get a fixing spray. And the reason why I say that is because you want your makeup to set. You want it to stay in place for the evening, okay? You wanna make sure everything looks good. I've been doing this for a while now, and obviously practice makes perfect. I have had my makeup professionally done and it looked great. Sometimes I've done my makeup and be like, girl, you did that. And sometimes I've done my makeup and be like, girl, you did that. So, you know. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to insert some final pics once I get dressed so you can see it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It's my first makeup tutorial, so I'm pretty excited. But I mean, I think it came out pretty nice. It's pretty neutral for me. Again, you have to find what palettes work for you as far as neutral colors are concerned. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think? I think it turned out good, right? Let me know in the comments, all right? I'll see you guys next time. KICS, keep it cute, sis. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment so that I can continue to get these new followers. Thank you guys so much for the new followers. I'm pretty excited. I can't believe I'm a YouTube girly. And then my head, you know. All right, anyway. Peace. Bye, y'all.